Hi Scoots, I'm Inksy, and this tiny terror with a built-in furnace is Blot. And welcome back to my artwork rework series, where I revisit my old artwork and improve it, allegedly. In this episode, I'll be reworking this piece, which was by popular vote on TikTok. Hey, isn't that lithunium.snow, the visual artist? Yep, I used one of his photos as a reference when I did this piece way back when. Will you be using the same photo for the updated piece as well? Oh, absolutely, it's still one of my favorite looks that he's done. So let's get on with the sketch. Since this piece doesn't have an animal or environment in the hair, I will be playing around with thumbnail options. First things first, I started off with 3 options for the landscape. I wanted to go full on fantastical for the background, so for the first option I did a floating island with a castle on it, and waterfalls flowing down. Then for the second option, I still liked the castle idea, so I put in a giant tree, which I think is a fun concept. And for the third option, I wanted to go for a more elven background, so I did an elven-like doorway that leads into some kind of whimsical room. I ended up really liking these 2 options, but even though I am a sucker for floating islands, I think for this piece I'm going to go with this one, since I feel like the composition works just a bit better than the island. Next up is the animal. For the first option I tried a dragonfly, but I think the wings take up too much space. So for the second option I tried a moth, and it's okay, but I'm not really feeling it for this piece. So for the third option I tried a spider, and I think this works the best for the composition. I then refined the sketch a bit by adding the face and hair details. Next up is the color tests. For this I did 3 options, and honestly it was tricky for me to choose between these 2. I really like the red and green option because it gives me almost cultic vibes and has a more vibrant earthy aesthetic, but I also really like the pink and green option because it gives me a more tranquil and whimsical vibe. In the end though, I decided to go with this option because I feel like this has more of an elven aesthetic than the red and green one, which I personally think fits better for this piece. Now moving on to the render tests. For the first option, I tried a lighting setup coming from above and to the right, and for the second option, I tried a setup from the left. I definitely think the first option works so much better and creates the best mood for this piece, so I will be going with this one. I then played around with the rendering of the metal and then moved on to cleanup. Now, the cleanup for this piece has quite a bit going on, so I separate all the lines that are going to be in a different color. For the skin line work I made a light brown, for the leaves I made a dark pink, for the castle a light grey, for the spider and irises I made a dark red, and this is how that looks with the flat colors, and now moving right on to the render. Add some color to the face, lighting and shading, shiny jewelry, cool hair, spider, and done! I really had a lot of fun with this one, and I'm especially happy with the overall composition and the spider. Though I will say I think I could have done a better job at making it look more like lithunium.snow, since I think I lost some of the familiarity that the original piece had. But either way, I'm still super happy with it overall. Now for the name. I can't remember what I called the original piece, but for this one I really like the idea of calling it Sylvan, since it goes with the whole elven vibe going on. Before I mark it off on the rework board, I want to say a big thank you to rinnihin for lending me the OC for this video. I've linked all their socials in the description, so please make sure to show them some love and support. And now to mark it off on the rework board. Let me know which piece I should do next, or if you have a completely new idea for a piece like this. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.